What is up, everybody? NC.
JC and
We are back with a rebooking Wrestlemania 40. This was a pay-per-view that it could have delivered on a much bigger stage. One of the nights was somewhat watchable, but the other night, the first night, was just unwatchable garbage. So we will fix both nights, but let's make night one the real priority because of just how jacked up it was. So first stop, it opened up with Triple H coming out, stroking his ego like he usually does after the national anthem. This is just how Triple H does. This is something that is filler. It does not need to be in the broadcast. It does not need to be shown. It's basic, just vanity searching from Triple H. Go ahead.
Well, it was all just to come out and say, this is the Levesque era.
And that's another thing, too, is the fact that he shamelessly put himself over. Who the fuck says an era named after their last name?
An egomaniac.
A true egomaniac that never gets called out for the stupid shit that they do.
Bruce.
Exactly. And that's what really drives me nuts, is there was not a single YouTuber at an influential level, over 100K, that was doing their job and calling out Triple H for being a cuck like he's being right here. Mm-hmm. This really drove me nuts, is that he was able to go out there and do this and not a single person called him out for the vanity searching. And what he was saying to us in that night one when he came out, that was basically like, hey, I booked this night. This is my night. And we could tell, trust me, you didn't have to come out for us to know that it was your night. And it started out with the women's title match between Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. And thankfully, this was Becky Lynch's last match for a good while in the company. I think she did some stints in NXT maybe after.
No.
Was this it?
I think she's pretty much gone after
this, yeah. So this was like really the last match she had for some time, and then she went and took care of her kid. But this match was further proof of why you should not put Becky Lynch in a title match. Right. She has not gotten better with time. She has gotten botchier with time. And because of her ego, this is something that I noticed with shitty, botchy women wrestlers that have egos. They sandbag.
Yeah.
They fucking love sandbagging. And don't get me wrong, Rhea's a strong girl, but you can only do so much when your opponent is fucking sandbagging the whole entire match.
Right. And, what is she going to do? I feel like Rhea, if you had given her a different opponent, could have had a better match.
Honestly, I feel that had you accelerated the Liv Morgan-Rhea storyline, that could have been an apt opponent. I feel like there's so much better opposition that could have been in Becky's spot. I felt like Becky was only given that spot because they felt that she was a pre-established name. She's not anymore.
No, her star power has faded off massively, and that's fair to say.
Yeah,
because it has.
Yeah,
significantly. It's nowhere near what it was in 2018 or 2019, and even then it was like, eh.
Hell, I'd rather see something like Raquel Rodriguez, because at least she could match her for power. Or at least give something. Not near the star power. You don't really have too many developed stars that can compete for the world title. But you need somebody that's not an old, washed-up hag like Becky Lynch. You need some new blood in that role at WrestleMania.
Or at the very least, because the argument's going to be, well, Becky Lynch has star power, Rhea has star power.
Not anymore.
WrestleMania's for star power.
Rhea does have star power. I won't deny that, but Becky does not anymore. That is diminished goods.
What would you think about putting Lita in the match against Rhea?
I just think there's not enough proper time to build up. I think Lita's too botchy for something like that. Yeah. If she got back in the here's the thing: if Trish Stratus stayed around and kept on working, and maybe they transitioned the Becky Lynch Trish Stratus feud into something being like Trish Rhea Ripley,
yes,
I think that would have been fantastic to have for an opener for WrestleMania as far as a female match. That would have gotten a lot of casuals interested right off the bat and made them forget about that dumbass nose monkey coming out and putting himself over. That would have been like, okay, we get to see somebody from the past who's still in great shape, can still make a match compelling, compete against this new up-and-comer in Rhea Ripley. So I think that's where they should have gone to that. At the very least, I will say Rhea Ripley went over. So that was the right move in a situation like that. We pretty much figured she would get put over. My whole thing, though, is if Rhea Ripley has to get surgery and she's going to be getting married soon, why wouldn't you have her drop the title on a night like this?
Because they had to have because Noseman wanted to shoehorn Becky in because of the star power. And I think what you said with Trish Stratus would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Would have been absolutely perfect. Trish Stratus could have won that title on a fluke win, held that title, gotten heat, and then lost it to Rhea.
And then, that would have worked out. Or even for that matter, let Rhea beat Trish. Trish comes back, beat her at one of the fucking Backlash or some shit after that. And then Rhea goes on her vacation, But no, they.
Why does Rhea have to lose the title? Why? Roman held the title, and the title meant more when he was not on TV every week.
True.
You don't always need to have a fighting champion every fucking week.
Yeah, at the same time, though, a lot of people weren't sure how long she would be out for that injury because they were talking about torn ACL.
Oh, yeah.
Usually that's 6 to 9 months. So
but I'd have to imagine that Triple H would know ahead of time, when he's booking WrestleMania.
You would think so, but especially the fact that he had to know that she was going to be getting married soon. She had to let them know ahead of time,
Yeah.
Wedding invitations and whatnot. I mean, come on. So yeah, Rhea, I guess, winning was the best of the worst out of that situation. Up next, they went to a complete filler match that should have not been on TV at all. This to me was the biggest shoehorn shit match on either night because you had 12 people being shoehorned into this fucking match. It was the Raw tag titles and the SmackDown tag titles put on the line. And this basically, what it reminded me of is that opening match from AEW All In. Just a random scattered ladder match with no fucking cohesion. People doing stupid stunts left and right. You really didn't give a shit who would fucking win that match in that case.
This is a match that could have been on the pre-show.
Exactly, yes. Especially with how convoluted it was. You had this many people involved. It's hard to pay attention to what's going on. So they had, A-Town Down Under win the SmackDown tag titles. They're young guys, so I'm whatever. You need to put on the future of the company, so that's fine by me. Miz and Truth winning, whatever. You need charismatic guys. When you look at the lineup really here, it's not the worst choices because Finn Balor and Damian, I would not want to see them as tag champions. DIY, fuck them. New Day, fuck them. New Catch Republic, fuck them. So it's really, you got the two best out of that situation becoming champions, but at the same time, like my brother said, it did not need to be on TV. Something like this could have easily been off TV. If you cut out a lot of the fucking fillers between night 1 and night 2, you could have easily condensed it down into one night, maybe even giving them a 2 to 3 hour pre-show, if that's what you really want to fucking do. Give them a 2 to 3 hour pre-show, give them a 4 hour show, condense it all in. That's the thing to do. But no, Noseman wants to make the most amount of money possible, so he does this shit.
Well, what I would have done in this place, and I know it kind of takes away from the NXT pay-per-views. Fuck it.
No.
The women's match goes night 1. The men's NXT title match goes night 2.
Yeah.
And you can put that in spot of this. This meaningless who gives a fuck match. And what that does is it takes those women and those men in those matches and gives them a much higher profile, a much higher stage.
Yeah, well, just that, to me, you don't want to have a random mishmash match like this. Anything over 10 men, or even for that matter, anything over 6 men, you don't want to put it on a pay-per-view. You want to put it on a pre-show because it's going to be too scatterbrained. You just want to keep pay-per-view saved for rivalries, for championships. That's what you want to save it for. And they don't have a 6-man tag, and thank God they don't.
No.
So right after that, they have Rey Mysterio and Andrade with Carlito, Cruz del Toro, Walking Wild, and Zelina Vega versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic. Complete fucking worthless match. This is the second match on a regular fucking SmackDown.
This pay-per-view was called the best WrestleMania of all time by some anti-smart reviewers.
Fucking retarded.
We're saying this is the best of all time?
No.
This match is a part of the show that was the best of all time.
No.
Well,
and where they really fucked up with this is that it was already preconceived that there was a big blood feud going on between Rey Mysterio and Dirty Dom. They hate each other. It's father and son. They hate each other. Where I think they should have gone with this is they should have had some sort of grudge match, whether it be a cage match. Noel's barred. He hates Ray, and Ray really hates Dom. Is that they're really fucking each other up?
Well, in a cage match would be a really good idea too, because it would you lock them in a cage, and then because I think Dom would win.
No LWO trying to get in. Yeah. So yeah, you could play it like that. It could be a lot more interesting, and it could really ramp up the true stars of that feud. It's Dom and some sort of crazy match, like a cell match, but no, we get this fucking random going out to dinner with the guys later.
For sure. And I think that this should have been an I Quit match.
Yeah.
This should have been like a loser leaves town kind of match.
Yeah, well, that would Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Damage Control. Another fucking worthless throwaway SmackDown tag match.
Yep.
Made the most sense. If you want to have Damage Control run in and do shit, fine, fuck it. You want to have Jade and Naomi run out and make the save, fine, fuck it. But keep it simple. Keep it one-on-one. Or, for that matter, at the very least, have tag titles on the line, keep it 2-on-2. Mm-hmm. But don't do random fucking 6-woman tags on just night 1, just for no fucking reason.
What, if you had to give it a stipulation, what would you give the match? So it's a title match for sure, but... Or no, wait. No, it's not.
If it's not a title match, and I wouldn't really put a stipulation on something like this. I would just say Bianca and Asuka go out there and just give each other a good match. If you have to put a stipulation on it, I would have to say that one of the stables has to disband after that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because that, at least with that, you have some sort of collateral that you can use. So,
and then Jade Cargill makes a save at the end, and
you could actually play it right like that. But no, instead they had the random 3 black chicks win. I guess their identity is just their 3 random black chicks.
I mean, they fit when the puzzle piece fits. What the fuck you think I had Wingstop playing in the background?
He knows what's up. And that's funny, too, is he had Los Frescas playing in the background for the LWO match.
Oh, my God.
Only knows man.
Only knows man.
So, next match on the card. Oh, my God. Okay, so first off, a match like this, I would have, before it ever happened, before anything ever went down, I would have Sami Zayn get the shit beat out of him backstage by Braun Breaker.
Yep.
Braun just destroys him, fucks him up. Security has to, hold him back. He goes up and he calls out Gunther after that. And then, let's say Adam... So that way we know going in suspended with the title and say, I'm the...
Matt, to really highlight him. And people are going to say, oh, but that's going to hurt Gunther.
No, it won't. No. I mean, Gunther lost to Sami Zayn and he's not hurt in their eyes, so... What does it hurt,
No, it really doesn't hurt anything.
So yeah, that was just another waste of a match that did not need to be on the show, especially if you're not going to involve real talent. So they go to the main event, and it's a throwaway tag team match. This is something that would be on a house show, honestly, if they had Rock in a major event. Let's say they were booking Staples Arena. They got Rock for a spot. This would be a tag team match they would be in the main event of a house show. So it's Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody and Seth Rollins. This is basically just a way to shoehorn Seth Rollins in the main event.
Yeah.
It was already, and here's what really pissed me off, is you didn't need to do this because you already had Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. You already had Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. So in a lot of ways, it was just a way to just get Seth on the card. If you were going to make this its own match, how it should have been, honestly, is it should have been The Rock versus Seth Rollins. You want to put Seth Rollins in a marquee spot, have him go up against The Rock. And then... maybe have it non-title, so Rock beats him, but it doesn't count because the title wasn't on the line.
See, I like that, the other match, because I would kind of go with where they were going. They were going with Rock and Cody. I'd give them that match, and I'd say that in order for Cody to have that final match against Roman, you got to beat The Rock.
Only problem, though, is he would beat The Rock to get the shot against Roman
the
next night. And I don't want Cody going over Rock. That's my whole catalyst, is I'd rather see Cody just get beat once by Roman and not have any stipulations on the side.
Yeah.
So I think that if they were going to go about it, just split this match up. It doesn't need to happen. Cody faces Roman on night 2. Roman retains, of course. And Rock faces Seth Rollins, just beat his ass. Make it a match that ends in such like a no DQ. They throw out the finish because too many people get involved.
Okay.
It doesn't have to end in Seth getting pinned if that's how big of a deal it is.
Yeah.
But that was the end of night 1. Terrible show.
Yeah, really.
We start night 2, rung in by Stephanie McMahon. Yeah. And she shows off how she's important and why people care about her. She even gives props to Triple H. I was surprised about that.
We're in the Paul Levesque era.
I was shocked that she even said that, honestly.
Probably started vomiting after she said Paul Levesque.
It did shock me quite a bit, yeah. But, so first match on the card was Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Actually a pretty decent match. I did not mind it very much. So Drew ended up winning the title. That's cool. I think he was a proper champion. Where they fucked it up, though, right after, because CM Punk was on commentary. So they had Punk, of course, fuck up the match for Drew. Mm-hmm. Drew went and started shit with Punk, and Punk was, I guess, the cool guy who finished the fight at the end, and basically cost Drew the match. Damian Priest comes down, he cashes in his Money in the Bank, wins the title. This was something that did not need to happen.
No.
After Drew won, especially after you fucked him over at Clash in the Castle, you could save Damian's cash in for like a fucking backlash. You did not need it to happen on Mania.
No, you didn't.
It was pathetic. It did nothing. Damian Priest's reign was a fucking failure, if there ever was one. Really, really fucking bad choice.
Like, what would have mattered more? Like, and just look at everything that happened after that.
Yeah.
Like, if you had kept the title on Drew McIntyre and had him Damian Priest kind of waiting in the background with the Money in the Bank.
It would have been even better for the CM Punk feud, in my opinion.
It would have.
It would have really spiced it up. I think they truly, truly fucked up thinking that they could just make Punk and Drew some rivalry on its own when they're big enough to hold a title. This is about sales at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Damian proved that he's not moving any merch. He's not doing anything for the company. He was not the right fucking guy. That was a noseman pick all around and a fucking failure.
Yeah, just because he was in NXT Black and Gold.
That's it. That's all he needed to be.
He had bangers.
That's all you need. So up next was a Philadelphia Street Fight. Another match that did not need to be on the show. So it was Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, with B-Fab versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross and Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering and Scarlett. Terrible match, sloppy as fuck. Nobody wanted to see it. Waste of fucking time. Could have been on a random SmackDown. I'm glad that Kross and Scarlett got WrestleMania time, but it did not need to be in this aspect.
Like, what I would have done with this match is just keep it simple. Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross.
Boom, right there. That's the problem, is they try to fit too many fucking people in a match-style format, and you don't need to do that. You could have had Kross versus Bobby with their teams interfering. Right. As long as these people get on camera, that's all that fucking matters at the end of the day. You don't need to book them in an official match. And of course, they had Alex Jones Jr., a.k.a. Bubba Ray Dudley, come down to the ring in a ref shirt for whatever reason. I guess because it's a Philly street fight. And he special rests the match.
Yeah, this should have been a hardcore match between Bobby Lashley and Karrion Kross.
Exactly. And, okay, so the Street Profits and Bobby win the match. Who gives a shit?
See, I would have had Karrion Kross win that match. He needs a win.
He does. He badly needs a win more than anybody on the roster. Up next was AJ Styles versus LA Knight. This is another match that kind of pissed me off because LA Knight deserved a bigger spot than this.
He did. I
respect AJ Styles, but he could have had a different opponent than something like this. He did not need to be facing LA Knight heading into this. I thought it was it was a waste of a match where LA Knight could have been used in a better aspect. Then we had the Hall of Fame ceremony. I hate Hall of Fame ceremonies. They are the ultimate fucking tune-out of any show because you take the excitement that you were building on the adrenaline rush and you slow it the fuck down for this respectful, emotional bullshit for 15 to 20 minutes.
I know.
It's so fucking stupid. It's a momentum killer. It makes everybody go to the bathroom.
Well, they were it's redundant because they already did it the night before.
That's what I'm saying.
Or 2 nights ago.
You already had a Hall of Fame ceremony, yet you gotta fucking glamorize it even more just to fill up time.
You know what they should do, especially now that they're in the TKO era? What this should have been? There should have been a rock concert. There should have been a Metallica concert.
That's what it was back in the day. That's what they used to do if they had filler spot, is they would give it to a popular rock band. Thank God they didn't pick any of the shit like Megan Thee Stallion like they were picking this year. So, I mean, maybe that was a blessing in disguise. But no, you're absolutely right. They should have filled that out with a live performance for the crowd.
Because if they want to mock, if they're trying, because that's what WrestleMania is. It's like a mock version of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, well then have a halftime show.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, then they had, so I forgot to say LA Knight beat AJ, of course, as he should have.
Yeah. It just didn't matter.
It was worthless. So up next was the world title match for Io Sky versus Bayley.
Speak of worthless, my God.
Absolutely fucking worthless that this was the choice that you had. With the talent that you have on SmackDown, you chose this shit. I mean, this is just a failure on Noseman because he will not push anybody that wasn't made in black and gold.
No. Well, the problem that I have with this match right off the bat is that no matter who wins, it's same old shit.
You don't win either way. Triple H wins either way.
Yeah, you're not really building anybody new. Like who's on the main who's on the main roster right now that can be built up? Or that could be in this
possibly
match.
Maxine Dupree. She's coming along.
But like in SmackDown.
On SmackDown,
who do you have?
I don't even know who's on their modern roster right now.
Was Tiffany Stratton on the main roster at WrestleMania, or I think after?
I think after is when they brought her in. But that Tiffany would be my main pick if I had to pick somebody to be in that showcase spot. We always said that WrestleMania should be the spot where you really elevate your future talent, your future stars. That's where you elevate people like Tiffany and Britton. Tiffany and Braun Breaker. I think even Trick Williams should have had a spot on here.
Sure.
In some sort of aspect.
100%.
Bayley won. Who gives a shit?
Horrible. Honestly, Io winning would have been better.
Yeah. So that leads us to the next match. We got Logan Paul versus KO and Randy Orton in a triple threat. I think they fucked up having it a triple threat because, for one, we already know that KO and Randy aren't going to attack each other. They're friends. So it became pretty much a 2-on-1 beatdown on Logan Paul.
They should have just made it a handicap match.
And that's what it pretty much came. Well, if anything, if you're going to do something like that, make it a mystery tag team match.
Yeah.
And have Jake Paul as his tag team partner.
Perfect.
That would have been the right situation. I mean, a win or loss doesn't matter in a situation like that. I mean, if you want to have KO and Randy go over, who gives a shit? Just have Jake as his partner. Don't have the title on the line. You don't need it on the line.
No, you don't.
But yeah, Logan retained. I guess cool. No real high stakes. Unimportant match. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bailey won. So, yeah, over here we had the main event. The big main event. Cody versus Roman. This was a very, 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 very bad match.
Yeah.
On so many levels. What really drove me nuts is how Cody tapped into a Super Cena and kept on kicking out of everything. He had to hit his finisher multiple times on Roman to the fact that it didn't have any impact anymore. His finisher has no impact. It's a signature in my opinion.
Yeah.
He had to get so many people interfering in this Bloodline Rules match to even sway it towards his favor. So what happened is, as you can understand, the Bloodline, of course, came out to, fuck with Cody. And then, for whatever reason, John Cena, I don't know why, but Cena, I guess, is good friends with Cody and ran out and backed him up and started fighting with Solo and getting in there with all those fuckers. So, of course, Cena, he attacks Solo, gets his revenge from Solo beating him earlier in the year, or last year, or whatever. And then it leads to The Rock coming out. So The Rock comes out, confronts John Cena, and they get in each other's face for no fucking reason. And then, wait, where was it? Right here? Yeah, so this is where it really gets convoluted. This is what really pissed me off. So after The Rock, after John Cena came out, they had the Shield music hit. Seth Rollins comes out in all black Shield gear, and he gets immediately knocked out with a chair. So they made this bigger deal of him coming back in the Shield gear. He even had the dyed hair, everything, flak vest, and he gets immediately taken out by Reigns with Superman punch.
I know, it was weak.
So Rock comes out, and he's getting in the face of Cena, and I guess he's pissed off at a lot of spots being fucked up because he's swearing on, and it's getting muted on the broadcast. Undertaker's music hits, and he comes out in street clothes and attacks The Rock for no fucking reason. Everybody thinks it's cinema, though, that Undertaker's coming out for no fucking reason. Nobody called any sort of bullshit on Cena coming out for no fucking reason.
Nope.
But here they are.
Well, and that ties into the big issue with this match is apparently it had Bloodline rules.
Yeah.
Because The Rock and Roman won their match, so it was Bloodline rules.
Yeah.
What the fuck are Bloodline rules? That was never explained.
It's basically no DQ. It's a street fight, and in so many words. But yeah, so Taker took out The Rock and gave him a choke slam. The lights went out again right after that. Cody Rhodes gets the advantage when the lights go back on. He wins the championship. All the fans fake cry. 2 weeks later, they forget he's even champion and want Roman back. And you gotta love the ending here. The ring was filled with babyface wrestler friends of Cody like John Cena, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. All these motherfuckers who wouldn't be out there, they're forced to go out there and put over Cody, put them on their shoulders and parade them around the ring. Cole shouted about how he loved professional wrestling.
Oh, God.
Cody's mom, Mama Rhodes, gave Cody a big hug, and Cody gave his mom, Michelle, the WWE title. The rest of Cody's family and close friends were in the ring, including his sister, father-in-law, niece, nephew, and every other member of his podunk family. It's like a family reunion in there. It was the most disgusting, sappy, shitty, forced bullshit that I've seen at the end of a WrestleMania in quite some time.
No, it really was. It was too over the top with what they were trying to go for.
And it lasted way too long. It was like 15 minutes.
15, yeah. Way too long. Okay.
But let's go ahead and talk about, if we had to do Roman and Cody, we wouldn't. But if we had to do Roman and Cody, what we would do is we would straight out have Roman beat his ass. Yeah, Cody would give him a fighting chance, of course. But Roman at the end would prove why he's the tribal chief. Mm-hmm. And if you want to lead to Rock facing off against Roman for the title later on, so be it. If you want to do Cody and Rock and have Rock beat the shit out of Cody, I like that too because they built up to it.
Would you have anybody interfere in the match?
You would I think have to. The big problem that I think they really fucked up on going into this WrestleMania is they didn't have Cody have any backup.
Right.
Cody had no backup because he's super Cody. He doesn't need backup. Even John Cena had backup at times. Why didn't we see promos of I know they couldn't get the deal done with Stone Cold because of money issues, but why didn't we see promos ahead of time of Cody making phone calls?
Right.
You don't need. That's the thing about that. It can be innocuous. You don't need to know who's on the other line. He could have been calling up Undertaker, calling up Cena, making these plans to have his back if anything happens. Well, and they could tease him getting big names to back him.
Well, what I would have gone with, I would have done this. I would have had babyface Randy Orton go out there to try and save Cody Rhodes from the Bloodline, because the Bloodline, they're beating the fuck out of Cody. They're not playing fair.
True.
Randy goes. He goes to help him. Got him on the ropes. Okay, so Cody's now turned it around on Roman. All of a sudden, RKO out of nowhere on Cody. He turns heel. He's just because it plays upon the Viper. You can't trust Randy Orton, the Legend Killer kind of thing. And then that builds up another guy for after WrestleMania. You now have your next Cody feud to sustain going forward.
Yeah, that would give him something to do. My whole thing about that is, don't get me wrong, Randy deserves a bigger spot, but we need more baby faces, because right now the company's so overfilled with heels. I can understand why they're doing Randy as a baby, because you don't have too many baby faces. Cody's a terrible example of one. So, I mean, hypothetically, that could work well. But my whole thing is, Cody, in a situation, if you're going to put him at WrestleMania, he should have either lost to Roman or got his ass beat by Rock.
Yeah, I really think that they should have at least set up something going forward for Cody Rhodes after WrestleMania, and they didn't do any of that.
They didn't? Well, there was no linear plan for Cody even holding the title. If you're going to have Cody hold the title, there should be a set range of challengers that are going to be introduced to him beforehand. I mean, shit, even if you want to bring back, I don't know, Cena and have Cena face off against Cody.
Yeah.
Fuck it, you know? I mean, but do something to build up towards it.
And you have, like, heel Cena then.
Yeah.
He, like, turns heel and then, okay.
Yeah. So, we got some impressions. We got Sir Crazy Pretzel saying, impression, Noseman goes on Sesame Street and tells the kids to work hard in life and they can be wrestlers, or WWE superstars. Black Kid says, even me? And Noseman says he doesn't have the look. His angry parents question Noseman, and Oscar attacks Noseman.
Oscar the Grouch. Okay.
Alright guys, so I'm happy to be here on Sesame Street. I just want to say to all the little kids in the crowd, you can be superstars. Every single one of you. You just gotta believe in yourself.
That's right, kids. If you listen to Triple H, you can be a big superstar too. Even me?
Hey Groucho, he doesn't have the right look. How do I tell this kid?
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean he doesn't have the right look?
Nothing. Maybe one of these days, if you get the right look, I'd look into Michael Jackson and skin bleaching. But if you get the right look, maybe.
Hey, what the hell you mean about my kid ain't got the right look? What do you mean by that?
Nothing. I don't mean anything by it. He just doesn't have the right look for a, WWE superstar. Maybe he will one day. Who knows?
This guy belongs in the trash. Bang!
Trent High was saying, that grandma dude is the most annoying fan of Cody. Oh yeah, Grandma LaGreca? Fuck him. This to value the title and Roman's working rating just tanked to the toilet. What a waste of time. It was all an experiment that failed, and none of these fuckers, none of these smart assholes that have popular podcasts will fucking admit that the choices that they made led to less people watching. As it is right now, putting Cody Rhodes as champion, putting Damian Priest as champion has led to less people watching.
Right.
And they will never fucking admit that. Their choices, the ones that they wanted to put over, led to less people watching, and those fans aren't ever coming back, it seems.
Right, and I feel that, yes, there was a long-term vision from Triple H and WWE side of things to have Cody beat Roman. I do believe that. Yeah. But I believe that The Rock had his own. That they're not perfectly in alignment.
Exactly. Well, and Alejandro, I saw this too, and it annoyed the shit out of me because it showed me that these smart dickheads will do anything they can to defend a horrible storyline. Because, yeah, don't get me wrong, Rock and Taker were feuding 25 years ago, but we were also seeing other feuds in that time. We were seeing John Cena and Undertaker. We were seeing The Rock and John Cena. We were seeing other feuds besides that. Why would Undertaker randomly come back after 25 years and be like, I gotta chokeslam that Rock guy for no reason in my street clothes?
Yeah, that's really asking a lot of the fans to remember all that long go back.
Especially these new fans who just started watching. A lot of them will admit that they did not watch during the Attitude Era. They did not watch during Ruthless Aggression. So they do have no interest in it.
At the very least, they could have done some social media beefing before WrestleMania.
Yes.
To hype it up.
And that's another thing, too, is you didn't even necessarily have to have TV time for these guys to build this feud. You could have done it through barbs on Twitter that they could have brought up on the broadcast, being like, they were raging at each other on X, and now they're fighting in the ring. Just give us a little bit of backstory for what's going on in the ring. But they didn't do that.
Nah.
Pathetic.
Can't do it.
So JD Frank was saying WrestleMania 40 was a scam house show, matches at WrestleMania prices. I feel bad for anybody who actually went to Philly and paid to see that. I feel bad. At the very end of the day, at least you could say you got a wrestling experience live. I guess that's the one thing you can say nowadays. But yeah, I felt like a lot of people got ripped off. I felt like they could have taken that card, condensed it down into one show on one night, and it would have been a lot more concentrated, a lot more powerful, would have had a lot bigger of an impact. I think dragging it out to night 2, just so you can bleed these fans dry, it's stupid, and it's going to lead to less people watching.
Well, to go back to that main event match. Not having Cody win, it's not the end of the world. Because I would imagine that they would have, because they're about to announce their deal with Saturday Night Main Event on NBC. Mm-hmm. That's where you have that match.
Yeah.
That's where you fucking have that match. You want to give, because if you're going to be on NBC, not Fox, NBC, which is even better.
Get some eyes.
Get some eyes.
Oh, I've seen the booking that they have planned for Main Event. It's not going to be anything dramatic. It's basically like filler. Noseman did not put his best foot forward. Something like that, I would have even done an interbrand match. I would have done something like, let's say, I don't know, Logan Paul versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Just do something that people want to see, and it doesn't have to end with one guy getting pinned cleanly. You can have some fuckery at the end. Just give people a marquee match that they can look forward to.
Well, because at least with that, you could have had Cody finish the story at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have made sense to use a bigger showcase like that. But you know how WWE is, especially Triple H. Don't ever emphasize a bigger showcase if you have it.
Yeah, so. Give the whiny fans what they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want Cody, so give them Cody. All right.
Yeah. King Richard was saying, impression, Vince decides for the main event, he brings 2005 Heidenreich back to terrorize Michael Cole.
All right, so you know what I'm going to do with this WrestleMania card, since I'm secretly in control. Hey, Triple H thinks he is the ultimate power. No one thinks he's got the ultimate power. I've got the ultimate power. So you know what? I'm going to play a joke on him. I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to bring back Heinrich. I'm going to put him in the main event of WrestleMania 40. Fuck Noseman. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Hey, Heinrich.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Hey, you're Vince, right?
Of course I'm with who else would I be?
What happened to your voice?
Shut up. Get in the machine.
Why do you have an old turkey neck and a mustache?
Get in the machine or I'll kick you. Get in there.
Fine.
Oh my, did you see that? That was amazing. Holy cow. Wow.
Michael Cole, who told you to talk?
Oh, Vince, I thought you were gone, Vince. Vince, what are you doing here?
Where have we gone? Wait,
Who's it? Is that Heidenreich?
of course it is. He's in the main event.
Heidenreich.
Now get in there.
No!
So, Goodness Duro was saying, what made Cody versus Reigns worse was Samantha Irvin crying when announcing Cody as winner. That really, really bugged me because you're engaged and you're crying like a dumb mark to a fucking pre-planned match that you already knew what was going to happen. You're the ring announcer. You already know the result. And you're crying like you just receive it. Like it was like you're just watching JFK get shot. It's like
and the story even wasn't really all that emotional.
It's just Dork wins the title that he only won because fucking nerds complained. What's the point?
God, it's
Very.
So, she makes things, she takes it so over the top and makes it goofy.
Yeah.
That that's her main problem.
Yeah.
And she just does not have that big time announcer sounding voice to me.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, Samantha, she's just too corny. That's the main thing about her. She's too corny. She's too much of a Mark Dork. The attention is all on her, nobody else. And that's another thing, too. When you cry like that, people aren't going to focus on what should be Cody's moment. They're going to focus on this dork mark crying at ringside because she's pretty. And my dick gets hard when I look at her. That's what all these fuckers are. It's all about their dicks fucking getting hard when they look at Samantha.
Well, then rub one out and then get post-nut clarity and then tell us what you think.
But they can't do that. They always have that fog, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter how many times they goon. So Bad Sport was wondering, why wasn't Terry Reynolds there? She is his sis-in-law. I think that Terry had a falling out with Dustin. I don't think that they're on speaking terms anymore. I don't know for a fact. That's just what I get from all that. But yeah, and even then, I don't understand why Dustin couldn't be in the ring, because he's an AEW talent.
Or at the very least, in attendance.
No, he was in attendance. He was up in the stands. So, I mean, there was that. But I think for something like that, especially with how Tony wants to keep it cool with Triple H could have been like, hey, can I just get Dustin just to come down the ring? He's not doing a run-in. All he's literally doing is just hoisting Cody up. I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure Tony would have said yes.
Yeah. You got the Coke?
Deal! Of course, they're going to blow some out of my nose. Now, he would. Skizzle was saying WrestleMania 40 is dog dookie water, Jay Vance. Words from a legend right there.
Absolutely.
Lisa Green was saying Attitude, SW, OTRA, prequels, Triple H area, sequels. Oh, yeah. Now, that's definitely, like, if you have to compare the eras to Star Wars, without question, that's how it goes. Those are the ones that are actually watchable, and then everything after that is just, you can totally miss it. And that's the thing, too, about the Star Wars universe, is it got worse over time.
It did, yeah.
Like, because those sequels, when they first came out, they were at least watchable. They weren't good, but they were watchable.
Yeah.
And then over time, it just got awful. Awful.
Yeah, when Kathleen Kennedy took it over.
Yeah. So.
Ruined it.
Yeah, I remember watching one of the theaters, and I was just like, I honestly felt like walking out of it. I couldn't believe that I wanted to walk out of a Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah, when Mark Hamill was drinking that green milk shit.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. King Richard was saying, correction to the main event. Should have been Jim Cornette and Vince Russo debate whether baseball is good or sucks. Of course, with bulletproof glass between them. Seeing them debate about anything. They can debate about the price of fucking sliced ham for all I care. But yeah, seeing that would be amazing. Just because of the fact that I think there's a lot of people that want to see the old timers do shit like that. And at the very least, if there's real beef there, why not put it on camera? But I think that the big thing with Jim and Vince is they'll never come to agreement on that.
In a bull rope match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just you and me, bull rope. No guns, no knives, motherfucker.
Bro, no, I'm going to sneak my Italian horn in the match and stab you in the heart, bro. You never know.
Yeah.
So, JD Frank said, impression, Vince sets Triple H and Cody on fire, returns to WWE.
So, I need to make it known. I need to make it known that, the wrong firing took place. It should have been me who was fired. It should have been you who was fired.
I'm burning!
Set me on fire! Oh, burning!
Finally back where I belong. God, this is good. I need to have my dinosaur head put on the wall.
Put it back up. Alejandro was saying, remember when Michael Cole used to say, oh my, when a big surprise would happen? Who the fuck says that? Cole is the biggest dork on commentary. Jim Ross is the GOAT.
Yep.
Yeah, completely. Michael Cole is just such a fucking dorky, nerdy soundboard. I hope he gets off of commentary and just produces, because nobody wants to hear that shit anymore,
It's
dude.
like, what, am I supposed to respect him because, he had Vince screaming in his ear and that was hard? Like, I'm sure it was, but the guy was just not a big-time commentator. He didn't sound big time.
But he's got over 20 years of broadcast experience.
Yeah, and it all sucked.
So, yeah, he's garbage. He's always been garbage. He's never been good. Don't believe what these nerds say online. They have extremely low standards. So, yeah. So, guys, thank you for joining us for this rebooking of WrestleMania XL. Join us tomorrow on the main channel for a Friday Night SmackDown watch along.